Yeah, so at the moment I'm 1 year into a 2-year graduate program called Unlock Graduates, and they are a grad scheme who try and attract people who are basically interested in changing the prison system and seeing it improve and be reformed. So I work full-time as a prison officer in a men's prison in London, and I'm also studying a master's in applied custodial leadership. No, no, I think that came as quite a big shock to myself. Never dreamed of being a prison officer, was not my dream job growing up or anything like that. But I think looking back, I can see that there have been bits along the journey that have led me to be here now. So one being, I did some volunteering with a charity who help men in Hong Kong who are coming off drugs in my gap year. And so had worked with men who had come to this centre instead of going to prison. It was like part of the justice system in Hong Kong that they could come to us. So definitely my heart for and belief in rehabilitation, I can link back to that as a huge influence on those thoughts. A friend of mine actually started as a prison officer doing the same grad scheme that I'm doing now, but in a women's prison. And she would tell me stories of working with the women and the work that they were doing for rehabilitation with these women. And I just thought, gosh, that is amazing. I would love to do something like that. So then applied for working in the men's estate. I think there's, just in working in prison, there's probably daily setbacks that make you think at times, why am I doing this? Because it is really challenging, and amongst it being really rewarding to work with people and to have that belief that someone's life could turn around and that you could play a small part in that as an officer, you're also seeing people in sometimes their lowest moments in their life. So I think, yeah, the job is really hard, and there are definitely moments where I've had, I've been like, what am I doing? But then I think in an environment that is so challenging and is so hard, those little small wins, or those that moment when you break through to someone or are able to I don't know, move past an incident, or you respond really well to an incident or things like that. I think those are the moments that you think, oh no, actually, it's really worth it. Yeah, my faith definitely influences my work, and I think is probably definitely a huge motivation for why I'm there. Is I suppose in some ways an outworking of my faith in practice, to be working with vulnerable people and showing them care and showing them love and respect and serving them in some way. So I think that it's a huge motivator for me in that environment. And also it's amazing seeing across all the faiths how much faith is such a part of prison life. It's such a central part of the chaplaincy team, and many men find that it's actually in prison that they explore maybe faith for the first time. I've had so many interesting conversations on the landings about theology, and they ask me, some of the men have asked me what I study, and I'll say, oh, I studied theology. And it just opens such interesting conversations because everyone comes from such different starting points.